Today in the episode, Special, the most immersive builds for Awakening. Voice of the Wasteland, where we read your messages and choose the craft of the episode. And we begin with Workshop, the explosive music of post-apocalyptic heavens, the Clarinet TOW. Every survivor knows the strengths of the classic TOW. It's tiny, it hits like a truck, and you can guide the missile to the target yourself. However, there's a heavy price to pay for that. The most important thing is that you can't drive your vehicle while the missile is in the air. And if you miss your mark, you lose even more time because you have to get rid of the missile first. That's not great, especially if there are enemy vehicles nearby. Furthermore, the Clarinet is only capable of level flight a few meters above the ground, which means that it's almost impossible to use it to hit a target behind cover or to strike an opponent from above if you're mounting it in a conventional way. What are our options here? We can either specialize in long-range warfare or get creative with our building. Let's explore both options. Here's a vehicle representing the first school of thought, built by a survivor called Your Gun Schwetch. Notice that it has only 19 parts, nothing extra, and no armor at all. There's a radar, a cabin, 3 wheels, the launcher, some ammo, and fuel barrels for the sake of efficiency. All in all, just 2420 PS. This way we're matched against opponents that don't have much armor or super powerful guns. Yeah, we're still going boom if anyone as much as sneezes on our general direction. But if we're careful, this build can be extremely effective thanks to its damage output and extreme range. Even at mid-range, it still performs pretty well. We'll show the second approach with this vehicle, the Hydra tank, built by Captain Royal. One look at it, and you already know what our game plan is. This baby can take some punishment, and we have automatic fire systems to protect us while we guide missiles to our targets. Is this build effective? Yes and no. If everything goes according to plan, a vehicle of this type can be a pretty effective brawler with a trick up its sleeve. On the other hand, at high power scores, you get all sorts of heavily armored or heavily armed enemies, and of course, hovers, and those are a real pain to hit with a Clarinet. All in all, there are way too many risks for a Clarinet user in high-level battles. Obviously, that's just 2 main options. In reality, glory to the crazy engineers of the Wastes, the Clarinet can be used in many other ways. There are climber builds that drop their missiles on unsuspecting targets below. There are symbiotic builds that latch onto allies and rely on their mobility to survive, and everything in between. What's your favorite way of using the Clarinet? Share your wisdom in the comments below. And now, a short commercial break.
Welcome to the official philosophy club of the Lunatics. Topic for our next meeting is, do we need feet?
Sometimes you just want to explore the wastes for a bit. Not to go out there to fight other survivors over a crate of rare supplies or a good spot for a base. No, just for fun. One of the best ways to do that is to play The Awakening. There simply aren't any wrong answers in this mode. You can succeed with a vehicle of almost any configuration. And because it's not all about raw effectiveness, let's take a look at some vehicles that can make this journey as immersive as possible. The first car on our list is right here, Van 3, made by Jericho Bomba 127TS. The humble beginnings of a great adventure. You have to know, though, that it's going to get pretty damn hard if you try to finish the whole campaign on this one. It's possible, but it's tricky to say the least. With this van, you get a machine gun, and that's it. That's not much firepower in a fight against a Ravager horde, but this is a great starting vehicle, and you can always switch to a different one when you need it. Another pretty good choice for a starter vehicle is this build by Deus Hick, with a very fitting name, Scout. It has the same weapon and it's even smaller, but if you take immersion into account, it's even better, especially if you're keen on exploring uncharted territory. With a few missions under your belt, you might want to switch to something with a bit more oomph. We suggest that you take a look at a lorry called Milky, built by this user right here. Yeah, this milk truck doesn't offer a big boost in firepower, but it's durable as heck. Another vehicle in the same category is Belaz by Yannick Guslik. These launch tubes are just for appearance, but this car doesn't really need any rockets to crush every bot on the map. Not to mention that you can always replace the decor with real weapons, if that's what you want, that is. Finally, in order to clear the hardest parts of the Awakening, destroy the toughest enemies, and send Ravagers back to the Stone Age, you can get this little thing. Ural EXM, made by Deslorater_Rue. Attention to detail, impressive looks, a great color scheme. What can we say? It looks exactly like a car that might be used for expeditions to find Edmonton or something. When it comes to kicking enemy butt, it's no slouch as well. All in all, a perfect vessel for a survivor of an adventuring sort. I'd like to take it and just go to the distant parts of the wastes to explore the edges of the known world. That's the last vehicle on our list, but it's not the end yet. We have a challenge for you, Survivor, and all the crazy engineers of the Valley. As we're speaking about immersive experiences, it's only fitting that we ask you to show us your perfect Wasteland cars, built to explore the dying world out there. Upload your art builds to the exhibition with the tag TGEM, and see you in the next special. The first message was sent by Beaner Boy. A weapon idea. A launcher that shoots explosive bolos. When an opponent drives over it, they get stuck in the wheels and you can manually detonate it. And if you manage to hit an enemy vehicle instead of the floor in front of it, the bolos will get stuck to the side of the vehicle like with the Phoenix crossbow. Hi, this is an interesting idea really, but what do you think about a gun that shoots actual saws? Keep your eyes peeled. Stuart83000 asks, will there ever be another tank cabin in the game? Currently we have the Carapace, but is there a chance of a different and more modern tank cabin being added sometime? We do love our tanks, who doesn't? But unfortunately there are no plans to add a new tank cabin anytime soon. We have other cool ideas though. Then there's this question by Cougar3P. Hey Crossout team, I was wondering what changes were made to wheel parts. I've spent a ton of time making cars that wheelie for bedlam and now none of them work. What happened? Hey mate, our best guess is that this was the result of some of the counter wedge changes that we made. Sorry man, hope they work now. The next one was written a while ago, but we simply have to bring it back. Look Creepy says, hey, do you plan to add the snowplow from the Christmas truck? I would love to have it. Please! We're happy to say that the classic snowplow is making a comeback soon. Hope you make good use of it. Then there's this question, sent by Mighty Mapper Nation. You're still doing updates and adding new things to the game? No. And now, the traditional last segment of the show, the Craft of the Week. Today, it's the Pillbox, designed by an engineer that goes by the name of Jimmy Sticks. It's very cute, but it's not all looks. Yeah, it's rather tiny, and it has a lot of unspent energy, but you can still ride the Pillbox to victory because it can shoot good old incendiary barrels. You can never go wrong with incendiary barrels. In the wastes, they're the great equalizer, especially at 6,000 PS. Great job, Jimmy Sticks. Thank you. That's it for today. Tell us what you think in the comments below, ask us questions, and if we manage to stop playing with barrels, we'll return with some new crazy content in a couple of weeks. If you like what we're doing, consider subscribing, leave a like, and good luck.